Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2025, the album Dad AF. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. I have watched so many drama videos in the last couple days, and I've watched drama videos from people that have 1 subscriber to people that have 500,000 subscribers. I have watched so many videos of people talking about the drama community because I really wanted to listen to what people had to say, and I wanted to be open to constructive criticism. And one channel out there said they hate my song because I never switch it up. So I thought, okay, in dedication to them and to that critical thinking that I'm trying to do, I will switch up my song today. But the problem is, I don't know all the words to that many songs. So I have a repertoire over here, of about 4 songs that I just cycle through. So that's part of the problem. Okay, today I want to talk about bias within the drama and the commentary community. Now, I know you guys are like, okay, Peter, you have probably made 3 or 4 videos about this at this point. Like, how many more videos do you need to make talking about stuff going on within the drama commentary community? So let me say something first, okay? First of all, this is called Peter Monn's channel, okay? And Peter Monn will make what he wants to make on his channel. And if every day going forward, I want to do commentary on the commentary community, I will do that. This is my channel, all right? But I know that that's not what people come over here for 100% of the time. I know you guys want the drama. I know you guys want the gossip and all that kind of stuff. So I will be getting back to that. This is actually a 2 for Monday. I will be filming a documentary drama channel. It's a video as soon. I'm a candle review company. I just really am, okay? I'm a candle review company. I'm not a drama channel, okay? Back in the day when I first came out and I refused to own the fact that I was a drama channel. Now everybody in the world wants to be a drama channel, right? Listen, you gotta pay your dues, okay? First you gotta get dragged through the mud, okay? Then you gotta have people say a bunch of horrible crap about you, okay? You gotta pay your dues to be a drama channel. I'm just saying. You can't just start a channel and put drama or tea in the title and then all of a sudden you're a drama channel. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? Back in the day, there was just like 3 of us. When I came onto the scene, the only 2 drama channels out there, true story, okay, that we're talking about beauty influencer drama was Karina Kaboom and Sanders Kennedy, period, end of story. That was it back in the day, right? So I've been around for a while, and now there's like all these channels coming out, and I think it's fantastic. I really do. I love it. I love the fact, okay, that if you have a voice and you have an opinion and a personality, I think, helps too. Because I think people want to watch that to see, people be entertained and things like that on YouTube. I think that start a channel. I always tell people that. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel, right? But I do think that we're at a point now where there is so much saturation within the drama and the commentary community that I think that we really do need to talk about bias. And bias has been something that I have been really thinking about in the last year because we throw around this term of this channel is biased and this channel is biased and that channel is way biased towards somebody or against somebody, and I've been accused of that. And I want to say this going into this video. These videos that I make where I have like moments of clarity, or I talk about my journey that I've gone through in the last year or whatever, are just my experiences. I am not talking about anybody else, okay? But if it makes you feel some kind of way, or if it kind of like lights a fire, my suggestion would be think about what I said, just like I have thought about what other people have said when they say something and I go, I don't know if I like that, or I don't know what I think about that, because maybe those are the moments that I need to take and look at and reflect upon about how does this apply to me. So let me kind of explain to you what happened. For the last year, I have really tried to be unbiased, okay? I have tried so hard to be unbiased. I've come on here and said it time and time again, right? And what I really realized was that a lot of people really don't care, okay? Your haters will accuse you of being biased, and the people that will love you will tell you that you're not biased, and the people in between are just kind of watching it for the drama. And that's really kind of how it is, right? But I do think that at the core of it all, people know when they watch a certain channel or they watch you commenting on what's going on, they do realize whether or not, you're biased towards or against somebody. So I think that the idea of bias is something that is important. But every time that I have talked about it, and somebody will bring up something like, well, you're biased towards this person, I'll sit there and I'll think to myself, am I really? Like, I don't really feel any kind of emotional attachment to that person. I don't really feel like moved in one direction or not towards that person or not. You know what I mean? So for some reason, that word bias didn't feel right to me. It just didn't. So let's flash forward, okay? I have a channel called Peterisms, and on that channel, I do daily meditations. I tell stories about my life. It's not like story times like you can hear on Tana Mojo's channel. It's like story times about things I've actually learned in my recovery and going through grief and things like that, right? And so, you know, but I also like talk about mistakes I've made and learning experiences that I've had and things that I've learned from my life, right? It's all about all that kind of stuff. Well, starting in November, because I read so many self-help books, I wanted to pick a book a month to read over on that channel. So for the month of November, I picked The 4 Agreements, and we read it by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I had never read this book before. I know a lot of people have, and I had heard a lot of great things about it. It's very, very short. I'm going to actually do my review of this on my Peterisms channel today if you want to hear more about it. I took many notes last night. I listened to the whole thing on Audible last night. It's 2.5 hours. I listened to all of it. And when I tell you that I was profoundly impacted by this book, that is putting it mildly. Profoundly impacted in a way that I think that it even shifted my point of view of being a drama commentary channel. But there was one thing specific thing that he said in the book that really stood out to me. And he said in the book something to the effect of, when you are listening to somebody's opinion about somebody else or a situation, right? What is their motive? Like, are you, because if they say it and you believe them because you believe that person for who they are, right? Because you like that person or you have a relationship with that person or whatever, okay? So that would be like if you watch a certain drama channel because you like them, do you then believe their opinion? Are you then coerced into their opinion because you like that person, right? But what is the motive of that person? Like, why are they putting that opinion out there, or why are they making that video to begin with? But I mean, he didn't obviously talk about YouTube videos in the book, but he was talking about motive. Like, what is the motive behind somebody gossiping or what they're saying or what they're doing, whatever, you know? And I actually had a note in here that I took, so let me read it to you. Hold on a second. And he said, so I put this in terms of myself. What is my intention, okay? It may not be what is said, but what is the motive? And then we believe it. Just because it comes from our own point of view does not mean that it's necessarily true. So things that we see just from our point of view, because of our life experience, because of what we've gone through, because of our background, you know, everything about us, all of our makeup, when we look at a situation, we believe it to be true because of that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it is true, right? And when we listen to somebody else's point of view or their opinion and how it is affecting the story, if we're talking about drama commentary, we aren't taking into consideration who they are, where they came from, what their personal makeup is, and all of that kind of stuff. We're not taking into any consideration all of that and how it is affecting that or what their motive is. And so I started taking a look at the videos that I have made and the people that I have focused on. And I think, you know, when you look at my drama commentary channel, you know, I think it's very easy to see that I make videos about Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, James Charles, you know, Jaclyn Hill, Laura Lee, Manny MUA. You know, the top 5, 10, Nikki Tutorials, Patrick Star, those are kind of some of the ones that I, not as often, whatever. And, you know, even like, because today, my video that I'm going to make after this, it's about a story that I talked about over 3 to 5 videos, I think, but it was a very popular trending story that was going on at the time. So I was asking myself, you know, when I heard this last night in the book, I was like, damn, like that's, like what is my motive? And is it motive or is it bias? And that was the question that really hit me hard, and I thought maybe this is why bias doesn't really feel right when I say that word, or maybe it's a mix of both. And I think that's what it is. And so I just wanted to read to you guys the definitions of both of these, okay? So bias is prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. And then it goes in here and it says, bias is cause to feel or show inclination or prejudice for or against someone or something, right? And I thought about that as far as like, you know, in videos that I have made when I like somebody, or I think they do something funny, or they've been nice to me, or they've sent me PR, and again, I'm only talking about myself, right? That it's like, oh, that was so nice of them, and then does that affect how I've made videos? Absolutely, it has, right? But then I went in and I read the definition of motive, which I'm not stupid, I kind of knew what these things meant, right? But I think for the purpose of the video, I want to talk about it. Motive is a reason for doing something, especially one that is hidden or not obvious. And you know, I thought about this and I was thinking about my motive for making videos. Now, I can only speak to myself, okay? My motive, typically, when I make a video in the past, has not been about dragging somebody. I'm sure that at times it has come across that way, but I cannot think of many times that I have made a video where my motive was really to just drag somebody through the mud or to just discredit somebody or whatever. You know, many times I would say, and this has kind of switched in the last 6 months, I've really tried to leave it up to you guys to have your point of view, and I've asked you what you think in the comment section below, but I really try to take a look at my motives. Well, the reality is, and this goes back to my video where I talked about sitting at the cool kids table, you know, because I wanted to have the popular opinion, because if you have the popular opinion, that means that you're getting the views and the subscribers and whatever, and let's just not BS, okay? To be on YouTube, it would be nice to have millions of subscribers, millions of views, and all that kind of stuff. But at what point do you lose your integrity through that? You know, I think that's the question for me. You know, and one of my favorite movies is The Contender, and I've talked about this on this channel and my other channels and stuff, is that there's a line in the movie that I absolutely love. And the line is that principles only mean something if you stick by them when they're inconvenient. Well, maybe it's inconvenient when it comes to how many views I'm getting on a video or how many subscribers I'm gaining off of something. Maybe it's inconvenient. So is my motive that when I'm making a video, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I say this, or I do this, or I amp it up, or I tear this person apart, or whatever, you know, am I then going to get more views? Or will people be like, yes, this video is hilarious, I love this video? Because this is the reality, right? I can talk on the drama phone, and I can flip fans, and I can be funny, and it doesn't have to be at the expense of somebody else, right? But I also think there's a fine line between comedy, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm the world's greatest comedian in the world. I'm not saying that by any means, okay? But one of my motives is to make people laugh, to make them escape throughout their day and not have to think so seriously about things. I think sometimes we've gotten a little too sensitive when it comes to talking about things, right? And I think there's a fine line between being funny and being cruel, and I think that I have crossed that line many times. And I think that that is something that I will be thinking about going forward, because maybe the motive, okay, of getting people to laugh at the expense, and I have had many people in my life, okay, laugh at me at the expense of being the court jester, or being the center of attention. So to make fun of me, they were able to get more attention, right? Well, that didn't feel very good. And so I think going forward, that is something I'm really going to consider. Not only what is my bias in this situation, but what is my motive in this situation as well? Like, what am I really trying to do? And I think that going forward, my motive is I want to be able to do the most honest videos that I can on here, while also for you, okay, so that you guys are getting the information that's out there. But I want to do it in a way that is funny. I want to share my commentary. I want to share my opinion, but I can share that in a fair, nice way. I don't have to be rude about it. I don't have to drag people through the mud. And I think that in all honesty, all of the people that I've mentioned, you know, whether it be Jeffree Star, Shane, James Charles, Manny, Laura, Nikki Tutorials, anybody that I've talked about on my channel, I think at one point or another, I have been biased towards or against. And I think that my motive was to put out a video that would get a lot of attention. And that's just my truth. That is just my truth. And at the end of the day, I would rather put out a video. These videos that I put out the last couple days, I'm very proud of, you know? Like, this is me talking about my journey and my truth. And maybe that's why maybe people come over here and they're like, well, we don't really want to hear about this. We want to hear about the drama. I understand that. But this is about me getting on video and talking about me. And that's important to me as well, you know? because I do think that it is a reflection of the community, the drama community, the YouTube community, the beauty influencer community overall. And I hope that more people come out and continue to share their truth and talk about what's going on. But for me, I want to keep that in check. I want to be able to do videos that I can be proud of. You know, not just that I film a video and I talk about, you know, one of these people and then I turn the video off and I'm like, okay, that's going to make some people laugh. And people are like, oh, that's funny because you dragged this person. To me, I don't know. Like maybe 6 months ago, I would have been okay with that. Today, I'm not. Now, I'm not saying that people don't deserve to get dragged from time to time. I'm not saying that people don't deserve to have the truth told in a hilarious way. I'm not saying that. And I will continue to do that, right? But I will also be checking what I say in videos, you know, and really checking what my motive is. And at this point, I think my motive is to come on here and make videos for you guys, you know, to make videos that will make you happy, to make videos that will make you laugh, to make videos that you guys will feel like, okay, this wasn't, we could have a real conversation over here, you know, to make videos that you guys feel endearing or that get you away from what's going on throughout the day. But I can do that, and I don't have to be cruel, and I don't have to be mean. And I think that it's a time of change within the YouTube drama community, and I think that that needs to happen. And maybe, you know, maybe that just needs to start with me, because I can't, you know, be accountable for everybody else. I can only be accountable for myself, and maybe I need to do that for me. I'm not saying holding people accountable. Yes, I can hold other people accountable, absolutely. But I need to hold myself accountable first, and that's what I want to do going forward. So I think it's a really interesting, you know, conversation. It's not just about bias. It's not just about who do we like or who do we not like. It's not just about, am I affected because, you know, they said something nice about me. You know, I talked about PR the other day, but it doesn't just have to be about that. It can be somebody, you know, tweeting you out. It can be somebody supporting you. It can be somebody saying, hey, I really like your videos. It can be all of that kind of stuff, right? That makes us feel good about ourselves. And then it's harder for me to make videos about those people because I know they like me. Somebody asked me in a video, and I think this is a really an important point. They said, you know, like you talk about telling your friends things that are, like, you know, like I always say that a good friend is somebody that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, right? And they said, so if you're friends with somebody, is that any different than what you would do on video? And let me just say it this way, right? My best friend of 23 and plus years at this point, you know, we tell each other what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. But I'm not sure I would necessarily do that on camera. I'm not sure I could do that to her heart and to her soul. And that's just my honesty, my being transparent, right? So when I talk about the difficulty of making videos about other people, when I have a personal relationship with them and that affects my bias and my motive, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like if I'm talking to somebody, it's harder for me to make a video about that. It really is. And I can only speak to myself about that. So going forward, I think I really need to think about, well, what is my bias? And I really would rather stay emotionally unattached to all these people. But the reality is, okay, when we watch what these people do with their friends or on social media or the things they put out or the tweets that go out there, we are going to feel one way or the other. We're going to feel like, yes, I agree, or no, that wasn't that. And then some kind of bias does start to form within all of us, right? Whether we're making the videos or we're watching the videos. So then the second part comes in, and the second part is motive. And I have to check my motive, okay? Am I making a video because I want to sway somebody to my opinion? And that's not what I want to do on my channel, okay? That is not what I want to do. I don't want to sway somebody's opinion. I want to put the information out there and have you guys develop your own opinion, right? So that's what I will be doing going forward. And I just thought that was a really interesting conversation. I don't think it's just bias. I think it's motive too. So anyway, if you want to hear more about the book, that will be over there. But I will be putting a drama video up here today as well. So I love you guys, and I will see you then. Bye.